Eskom's beleaguered former CEO Brian Molefe will hear today if he must pack the back portion of the 30 million rand pension he allegedly received unlawfully. A full bench of the High Court in Pretoria will deliver judgment in an application by the Democratic Alliance and the Trade Union Solidarity for an order to set aside decisions relating to Molefe's early retirement payout and brief statement, as well as to force him to pay back over 11 million rand he had already received. Molefe opposed the application, insisting that he had never resigned and was entitled to return to his post. Well, SABC's Sipho Seman is at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria to give us all the details. Very good morning to you, Sipho. Essentially, what is likely to happen at the North Gauteng High Court in the Brian Molefe matter this morning?
Well, a very good morning to you and our viewers at home. Indeed, we are here at the Pretoria North Gauteng High Court, Court 4D, where we expect the judgment on the matter, Brian Molefe's reinstatement and the subsequent 30 million rands pension payout that he received, whether it was a lawful one. We know that the DA and Solidarity Union came here to this court to apply for the reinstatement to be declared unlawful and invalid, and for Brian Molefe to repay a portion of the money that is already received. We know that he's received about 11 million rands already, and the DA says that he was never entitled to that money and that this court should then ask him to repay that money. We also know that Public Enterprises Minister Lynn Brown has also said that she would abide by any court ruling, saying, which means then she did not oppose this application by the DA and Solidarity Union.
Now, why essentially is Solidarity contesting the matter?
Well, Solidarity, they're saying that Brian Molefe is making a mockery of the law. They're saying that he had resigned, of course, after that public protector state of capture report, which made a number of damning findings against Brian Molefe, that he had made a number of trips to Saxonwald, and that has made a number of calls to one of the Gupta family members. And you would remember Brian Molefe, of course, infamously said that he went to Saxonwald to a certain Shebeen. Hence, we now have the Saxonwald Shebeen that is doing the rounds of social media. So they're saying that after that, he did, of course, release a statement saying that he is resigning on the basis of good governance because of this cloud that's hanging over him. And we know that after that he went to Parliament for a short stint, and Eskom actually then advertised the post of CEO. So they are arguing then if the post was advertised, then surely that means that Brian Molefe then had resigned, but he's saying that he never resigned, but rather he took an early retirement, and so this should not be seen as a reinstatement. Brian Molefe's lawyers did argue here that this matter was very high on emotions and low on facts, saying that his client was entitled to coming back, that is Brian Molefe, coming back to resume his post as Eskom CEO. We now know, of course, soon after his reappointment, Minister Lynn Brown then fired him, and along with this court process, Brian Molefe then went to the Labour Court and to challenge that. But then the Labour Court then said that it was awaiting the outcome of this court in terms of whether his appointment is unlawful, and so he should pay back some of that money. So we shall, at 10 o'clock this morning, we're expecting the full bench then to give its judgment on the matter. But certainly it's a matter that has been in the public domain for quite some time. It was really quite a very bizarre sequence of events. You had Brian Molefe stating that he was stepping aside, then going to Parliament as an ANC MP, and then coming back, but subsequently being fired. So it was rather a chaotic and a messy affair, and hopefully this court will then clarify as to whether the actions to grant him that 30 million payout and that 11 million that is already received were lawful. But we must also remember that the inquiry by Parliament into Eskom called in the Eskom Pension Fund. And the Eskom Pension Fund then leaders said that actually, Brian Molefe was not supposed to have been a member of the pension fund because he was on a 5-year fixed-term contract and he was not a permanent employee, suggesting that Eskom then leaders and the board at the time misrepresented that is the status of Brian Molefe. So there's a lot of questions that are hanging over this matter, and we're hoping that the court is going to offer clarity when it delivers its judgment here at 10 o'clock.
Definitely. Thank you very much. That was our SABC reporter, Sipho Simon, giving us the details into that judgment that will be handed down just past 10 o'clock this morning.